Other than ranch dressing, the most unlikely breakout star of the 2026 World Cup in America has been the constant blaring of John Denver's now 60-year-old song, Take Me Home Country Roads. Why is a song that most people never have heard of until now being sung like it's always been a World Cup anthem? What the heck is going on here? Here's the crazy story.
Welcome back to a brand new explainer. Today we're diving into what is arguably the most whimsical, completely unexpected phenomenon to take over the 2026 World Cup. We're talking about the breakout star of the entire tournament. But here's the thing, it's not a star striker, it's not a brick wall goalkeeper, and it's not even a team. It's a song. And honestly, it's one that has absolutely captivated a massive international audience that, frankly, probably had never even heard of it until right now. So, I gotta ask you, what is the sound of the 2026 World Cup? Seriously, if you close your eyes right now and just imagine the atmosphere of the absolute biggest sporting event on the planet, what are you hearing? You're probably thinking of massive brass bands, right? Booming bass, or maybe some super high-octane stadium pop. But the actual musical curveball that's dominating this tournament? Wow, it is something entirely different.
It's just sheer irony. On the one hand, you have exactly what we've all come to expect from high-stakes global soccer culture, Pulsating drum beats, super aggressive, synchronized fan chants, deafening roars, the whole shebang. But on the other hand, the actual reality of the 2026 World Cup's breakout anthem is a quaint, acoustic folk song from 1971 about coal mining, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and dirt roads. I mean, it is a stunning juxtaposition, and it has just completely charmed the globe.
You can really get a feel for this absolutely electric stadium atmosphere when you think about U.S. players like Weston McKennie and Fallon Balogun celebrating out there. This pure joy perfectly captures the whole vibe of the tournament right now. The trend literally exploded on June 19th at Lumen Field in Seattle. The U.S. men's national team had just beaten Australia 2-0 to win their group. And after the final whistle blew, nearly 67,000 fans just stayed in the stadium swaying arm in arm, belting out this classic folk song. Weston McKennie was actually right in the thick of it, playfully playing air guitar and literally conducting the sing-along out on the pitch. It got so loud that the stadium's seismic network actually registered ground motion from the sheer energy of the crowd. Unbelievable.
Okay, Section 1. Choosing the perfect song, the behind-the-scenes mechanics. So how on earth did a 55-year-old folk track become the battle cry for a modern international soccer tournament? Well, it wasn't an accident. Ahead of the 2026 World Cup, FIFA actually mandated that every single participating nation had to submit a post-match playlist. U.S. soccer needed a uniquely American crowd sing-along to represent the host nation. If you look at their shortlist, they had some absolute heavy hitters. Bon Jovi's Livin' on a Prayer, Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline, but get this, they actually had to dodge Sweet Caroline for a very specific reason. The England national team's fans already use it heavily. They needed something distinctly American that literally no other nation had a claim to. Which brings us to a really insightful quote from soccer reporter Ben Jacobs. He explained that the ultimate goal was to find songs that were representative of American artists, but also, crucially, would be massive crowd sing-alongs. The brilliant final call was actually made by Amy Hoffinger. She's a FIFA executive and former U.S. soccer employee, and she officially selected John Denver's Take Me Home Country Roads. Her inspiration for this? She had seen England fans successfully serenade their team with Oasis's Wonderwall and realized, hey, the U.S. needs a song that can create that exact same kind of magical, unifying moment.
Moving right along to Section 2, The Irony of Country Roads, a Whimsical History.
Now, we absolutely can't talk about this 2026 stadium anthem without diving into the hilarious historical context of the song itself. Tracking this timeline back to 1971, the track was released by John Denver and co-written with Bill Danoff and Taffy Nivert. It was a massive, massive hit. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard charts, though, funnily enough, it never actually hit number 1 back then. But here's the real absurdity of the whole thing. John Denver was born in New Mexico, and the songwriters, when they penned this gorgeous ode to the Shenandoah River and the Appalachian Mountains, none of them had ever even been to West Virginia. Seriously. In fact, they originally tried to wedge the word Massachusetts into the song's structure, but thankfully they failed. It is just pure, undistilled American improvisation, kind of faking it until you make it.
All right, Section 3, a global sing-along sensation.
The raw power of this trend is just staggering. According to Spotify, since the World Cup began, streams for Take Me Home Country Roads have surged by a massive 74%.
To really put the sheer scale of this whimsical trend into perspective, just consider this next number. In the days immediately following the US victory over Australia, the track saw 1.7 million streams. No joke. It even entered YouTube's US Top Songs chart at number 100, purely because of its newfound status as a stadium sing-along.
Culturally, this thing is just crossing all linguistic boundaries. It's amazing to see groups like a Japanese music ensemble beautifully covering John Denver's timeless American classic. This really hammers home how a tune about American dirt roads has gone so far beyond its origins. You don't need to be from the American South or even the United States to feel the rhythm and the pure emotion of this melody. It just works perfectly for a joyful, unifying moment, no matter who you are or where you're from.
And the international adoption goes way beyond just the host nation's matches. Compilation videos have been popping up everywhere. You've got Dutch fans singing the tune during a road trip in a Dodge Ram, Scottish fans belting it out in pubs, and even at a Boston Red Sox game at Fenway Park of all places. And maybe most impressively, entire stadiums are singing it during completely neutral matches, like the one between Czechia and South Africa. Fans of literally all nations are embracing the tune, proving its absolute universal appeal, even for folks who have never been within 1,000 miles of West Virginia.
Ultimately, what you should take away from this explainer really comes down to this simple, beautiful lyric. Take me home to the place I belong. Why does this matter? Well, because it perfectly encapsulates the universal, unifying spirit of the World Cup. It's a song about the open road, leaving home, chasing a dream, and that deep human yearning to return to where you belong. That is a sentiment that resonates so deeply with international tourists, local fans, and every single player out there on that pitch.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought to ponder. What local tradition might unexpectedly go global next? It is just amazing to see how music and culture can so easily transcend borders, taking a localized 1970s folk song and transforming it into the unifying heartbeat of a 2026 global sporting event. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep your eyes and your ears open. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.
You could have watched any video in the world, but you watched this one. Thank you. We are Turntable Tuesdays on YouTube. We drop videos like this every week and would love for you to be a subscriber. Do it now so you won't miss us again in whatever is the YouTube algorithm that no one truly understands and knows what to do about. Thanks, and may the music of your life remain melodious.